Hi everyone, I'm Natalie Terry with Terry Realty Group, and I'm here today with JC Smith of JC Smith Unlimited. What JC does is she's actually a consultant for commercial real estate investors. So JC, I understand that you have quite a large family. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, we do have a large family, Natalie. We have 6 kids, 15 grandchildren, and family is like the heart of everything for us.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's probably a really good foundation. The reason I asked you that question so early on is so that it would kind of warm us up, if you will, and get us into talking about how it is that you work with people. So tell me a little bit about your background and how you came into being a commercial consultant.
Good question. For 11 years, back in the 80s, I ran a mortgage company for single family homes.
Yeah.
And so I loved real estate. I loved the mortgage industry. I eat, breathed, and slept numbers. Just absolutely loved that industry until it changed and morphed so much that I woke up one day and I wasn't excited anymore. And that's when I decided to go in to do other things. And lo and behold, I did something insane and started a steel fabrication company.
I remember that.
And that was a very good company. We sold that company, and it's more of just testing your limits, right? Seeing what's out there. So, as a business owner, I've helped with employees. I've bought buildings. I've had to handle taxes and all of the struggles and strains that every business owner goes through.
Yeah.
So that's what brings some of my knowledge to the table.
And what better way to do that?
Yes.
Right? To have somebody consult with you that really understands all the ins and outs of, the real estate financing, the brokerage side, that sort of thing. And I think that's exactly what you bring as a consultant.
Yes.
So tell me what's the most interesting thing that you've been asked to finance.
Oh, wow. So we were asked to finance this really large church.
Oh.
So the church, they wanted to convert it from being a church into multi-use. So on one floor would be all of the shopping, offices, that kind of thing. And on the other floor would be housing.
Okay.
And that was so what we did when we came in is we were asked to bring the short-term money. So we can do short-term money, long-term money, or both. And so we were asked to bring the short-term money to this project, and they needed to get it in, they needed to renovate it, they needed to get it leased. And after it was all stable, then they had other long-term financing in place. So we were taken out at that point. However, it was a lot of moving parts and pieces to deal with.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what is something that most people don't know about commercial lending?
Okay, so what a lot of people don't know about commercial lending is that there are numerous lending options. So everybody thinks, let's go to the bank, right?
Right.
So think of the bank as Bank A, they only have their product, and if you don't fit inside the box, you can't get a loan.
Right.
Right? So I recently had a project that they went to the bank, 3 different people, and they were turned down on buying this business, right? Here was the problem. It wasn't, the sellers kept saying, well, why can't we find a quality person to buy this business? And the reality is that they had quality people, but the business wasn't lendable. So what I brought to the table was thinking outside the box and looking at their options in a different way than just linear, like we're used to looking at it through the banking industry.
Right. And that's where your experience comes in.
Yes.
I think so. So what would you say your customers love most about working with you?
The thinking out of the box,
Yeah.
the coming up with the ideas that nobody else has thrown at them, and coming up with even a multifaceted solution. Because sometimes it takes A, B, and C to make a commercial deal close versus just A, and if you can't get A, everybody says, well, it can't be done, which is totally erroneous.
Not true.
Yeah.
Right.
Not true at all.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what are your goals over the next year?
Oh goodness, they're really really huge. But one of my biggest goals for this year and over the next through December of 2020 is I want to start educating people who would like to experiment into the commercial space, right?
Right.
So let's say you're a residential buyer and you have bought several and you feel pretty good with that, but maybe you would like to experiment into some of the commercial space, but you don't know what that looks like. So my job is to educate to see if that would be something good for you.
That's great.
Yeah,
Love that.
I'm excited about that.
So, what do you think? Oh, sorry. Why do you think it's important for people to shop local?
Oh, so shopping local, Natalie, in my opinion, connects people.
Yes.
You build relationships,
Yeah.
and you're stimulating your local economy.
Yeah.
So, it's so much easier for me being local. If my client wants to sit down face to face with me, and I can do business across the country. There's a few states I don't do business in just purely because they're difficult.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I work local.
Yeah.
And so I want to go and see your project. I want to go sit down and shake your hand and look you
Yeah.
in the eye and connect with you. I don't want to just do everything by phone and email. So, I
Yeah.
had a client recently that was in Gaffney, South Carolina, about an hour from me. And you know what? I said, let me just hop in the car. I'll be down there in an hour.
Right.
And he was thrilled. So
And that makes it more personal too.
it does, but it also, I think, lets people know you're willing to go the extra mile to help them.
Right on.
And I want people to know that I'm willing to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's something I've always known about you. Thank you, JC, for being here today and for doing this interview. I'm Natalie Terry with Terry Realty Group. Be sure to check out our community page at parkbench.com/Marvin and reach out to me if you'd like to be featured. Thank you so much.